retail is getting harder and harder. And I think small business retailers have to start getting more creative and teaming up together more. So like the pizza store owner in town and the toy store in town that are both getting beat up by Uber Eats and by Walmart.com, they should be cross-pollinating their customers more. The toy store should have like pizza and wine night for parents to come, and it's using that guy's pizza. Now he's getting discovery because I'm emailing my toy store clients. I think small local businesses need to do much more Avengers and much less solo Superman. We need more of that. Attention is the number one asset.
What is the impact on growth of a business for a founder to invest in their personal brand, organic content, podcast, like really leaning into
what's the ROI of organic social for the cliche entrepreneur? Yeah, I got it. Ready? The answer?
Dropping their video feature.
Sean, mine is going to be billions of dollars. When it's all said and done, I'm going to be able to answer that question when I'm 71 years old and say to you billions of dollars. Because everything I've built, VaynerMedia is a $350 million a year business right now, the VaynerX, right now, right? That entire business was built on the back of me writing Crush It and giving a keynote speech that went viral on YouTube. And the keynote speech, like I don't think people understand, it's all content. What do you think Nate Portnoy is? What do you think Call Her Daddy is? What do you think fucking Joe Rogan is? It's all organic content. You know this, all these people are digital marketers and everything's CAC and LTV and ROAS and it's all math and good news. I do all that shit too. That's the commodity.
Totally.
I can hire math kids all day long from Babson. You know, like I can do that all day long. What about the people that understand the art of brand building? Nike didn't CAC us. Google, people don't understand brand. Dove soap, Coca-Cola didn't cookie you to make you buy their fucking juice. It's fucking brand, and brand is now built in social, and it's fucking free, Sean. It's fucking free. There's no more important behavior in the business world today, if you sell something in B2B or B2C, but more in B2C, than building brand. And B2B, because you can be off the drug of just being a sales organization and not being at the mercy of your dickhead head of sales.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we're helping founders, business owners recognize is leveraging a podcast actually as a business development tool.
Bro, you know I've been talking about that for forever.
No, I know.
It's fucking forever. The podcast is the starting point. The clips from this little rant right now is going to be at your show, and that's going to bring value to close out your thing. And we're going to I don't understand how people don't understand this. Brand is everything. How do you think everybody who's getting elected president and mayor and governor in every part of the world, let alone America, what are people talking about? It's only brand building and social. I would give up math for it.
Yeah. I feel like you're seeing a lot of ad agencies shifting, recognizing, oh shoot, we've got to figure out.
I can tell you why, because VaynerMedia is fucking killing people.
Yeah.
I know exactly why ad agencies are switching. They're like, fuck, Gary was right. He's taking everyone's business. And I am. I'm coming after all you motherfuckers. I'm going to kill you. That just, that's me, the competitive business person. In real life, I love you.
100%. I mean, what's the ROI on 11 hours on a live stream?
Exactly. You just it's all brand building. Like one comment to Amy just there that's helping, Charbel GPT or VM or Poochie. Like it's reputation. It's good stuff. It's all good. Organic social. It's why I wrote this book now. This book is about organic social, though I go into paid in it as well, but organic social. And the issue is people are not understanding that it's getting harder to be good at it. Sean, the reason people struggle, how many people that are going to be at your conference or see this video or watching right now are like, well, I tried that, it doesn't work. Well, I tried basketball. I'm not an NBA player. This is about actually being good at it. And that's where I went with this book. Do you think about, my team knows I've been pounding on them. 1 second. We've got 1 second on the video. Do we have the hook? Do we have the thumbnail? Do we have the title? Do people understand what they're getting themselves into? Can they, there was a post yesterday, right? In Words, and I replied, this isn't clear enough. I can't read it fast enough. And I'm a bad reader, so I'm good for that. There's a lot of stuff. It's the art the science around the art is amazing. So anyway, that's the game, brother.
My name is Jonathan, right? So I'm a tea enthusiast, and I just moved to the UK from Hong Kong. Right now, I'm bootstrapping my business, and back in Hong Kong, I was a successful sales. I was a pharmaceutical sales when I was in Hong Kong, and right now it's the first time that I'm launching a business in the UK. I'm planning to post videos on TikTok and LinkedIn, as you always talk about, and probably like a street interviews with short questions and give them some individual sample packages to try it out and then chop it up and then post it every day. So what I'm selling is Japanese tea matcha powder and also Eastern loose leaf tea. And I also want to limit the risk. So do you think I'm making the right decision to first launch in Amazon and then move slowly to my own platform like Shopify or other, or should I like go straight into Shopify? And
both have worked, Jonathan. Both of those concepts both ways have worked for many direct-to-consumer brands. Some people start on Amazon and then build from there to their own DTC and omni-channel, and some people start on Shopify and then eventually go to Amazon and omni-channel. There is no right way per se, because both have had meaningful success examples of both paths.
Okay.
Now, don't forget with Amazon, this, especially coming from Asia, where there's a lot of this kind of behavior. If you find, you have to build brand so you don't get commoditized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in 2 seconds, if it goes well on Amazon, the data is going to be there, and people are going to come and underprice you. And you may even not start off as the most expensive. People always want to win on price. They need to always win on brand, right?
I agree.
And you're going into an area that I almost went into, Jonathan. Big thing that people don't know is at the crossroads of when I was like 32, 33, I was deciding about doubling down in my family business or going into my own world. I was going to open a second wine library in New Jersey, and I was building out gourmetlibrary.com. As a matter of fact, yummytext.com is up right now. You can go to yummytext.com right now. I'm building a text thing for gourmet food right now. And the area that I was going to expertise in the most was loose leaf teas, because I love them.
Right.
And the way that works is very similar to wine with the terroir and the different strain. So I think it's a very fascinating business. And I think there's a very premium version that you could be doing. And I think it's a huge opportunity.
Do you think I should like pay for the sponsor ad in Amazon or in Instagram or TikTok or anything, or should I just go organic?
This goes back to day trading retention. I think that you should definitely do organic, but you can do small executions of media spends to see if they're working. It's not like you're buying a Super Bowl ad. Do I think you should do ads on Amazon and Instagram? Yes, I do. Do I think there's a 99% chance you're not going to be good at it at first? Yes, I do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm fully aware.
Yeah, but Amazon's easier. It's more like Google. You're just buying to be top rank.
Okay.
Right? You're just going to try to game to be at the highest search result to create the arbitrage.
Okay.
Do I think social media ads are a viable thing? Yes, I do. VaynerX spends billions of dollars a year on social media ads.
Okay.
Clients, because I think it's the best use of their money. I spend ungodly amounts of money on social media ads.
Okay.
Wine Library is doing it every week now on social media ads. I believe in it the most, but it takes time. Not every time it works well, and so you have to get good at it.
Patience, as you always say.
But learning, like really working your craft.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I think that you should spend hours reading and watching videos on both Amazon and Instagram ads before you do? Yes, I do.
People asking for the tea company.
Okay. Any other advices you could give?
A lot of people asking about, here's the advice. Plug your tea company right now, because a lot of people are asking, is there anywhere you can send people?
Okay.
Or should they DM you at JSCLUK on Instagram?
Absolutely. The name is OCHA, Ocha is the Japanese name, and then dot, and then tastic. It's like fantastic. TASTIC.
Gary, so we've been building custom aquariums for about 10 years now, and we've been servicing clients across Calgary, and we just opened up our first aquarium storeroom, and We got a bunch of cool things here, but I was wondering, what would you do if you had an aquarium store? How would you pack it? What would you do to get attention?
What I would do is reverse engineer what the demo of the audience looked like. So for example, for Wine Library right now, my dad has a wine store. I'm trying to build up foot traffic. I'm about to do a bunch of activations with golf influencers. The reason I'm about to do golf influencer meetups and signings at Wine Library is because the same people that tend to golf also tend to collect wine. There's a big overlap.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
So if I had an aquarium store, I would know what the demo is of the people that buy. You know what kind of people buy: male, female, income levels, age. And I would think about doing in-store events that don't necessarily have to be fish or exotic fish or aquarium culture. If let's say everybody that bought, let's just say for instance, your entire 50% of your clientele was 18 to 25-year-old dudes.
Right.
I don't believe that to be true, but let's say, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But I would have like a Twitch streamer or an esports star do an event at my store, because then I'd have 500 people show up, but then they would all discover your store. And that's like a big execution. But I would do micro local influencer activations at the store.
Okay, so bring people that are kind of involved in that. What about something for your kind of age, your kind of demographic? What would bring you to a saltwater store?
A New York Jets player. But I think again, I love this. Like, bro, honestly, real talk, wine tastings would.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, so if you did like Wine Wednesdays, and because remember, you're making social media content. So now all of a sudden you have this, look how epic your visual is. Like everybody reacted right away. Me and Sweetie did like now you're like, okay, is there a local wine store near you?
I'm sure I can find one.
I'm sure too. I would email them and say, hey, I have this store. Why don't you do a wine night every once a month on Wednesdays, or every Wednesday? I'll promote it on my social. You'll get my customers. And like, it'll be a way for like, if a saltwater store reached out to me and said, do you want to do Wine Wednesdays? I would have an employee there every Wednesday pouring wine for the by accident new customers. But then on the flip side, you would also get people that are excited about wine coming into your store. So it's a 1 + 1 = 11. I think that this is just a broad statement now for a lot of people. Retail is getting harder and harder. And I think small business retailers have to start getting more creative and teaming up together more. So like the pizza store owner in town and the toy store in town that are both getting beat up by Uber Eats and by Walmart.com, they should be cross-pollinating their customers more, right? The toy store should have like pizza and wine night for parents to come, and it's using that guy's pizza. Now he's getting discovery because I'm emailing my toy store clients to have pizza and wine. Like, I think local businesses need to do much more Avengers and much less solo Superman. We need more of that. We need way more collaborations. And so I would do a lot of that. And then everyone's promoting on social and their emails and their newsletters and building for each other. More serendipitous by accident traffic for each other. He may or she may at the wine store say, I want the same. Can we put in one of your aquariums in our wine store to be a draw or something like? Yeah. And these are very like small business tactics, but they work. The spirit of understanding you need to get people into the store. By the way, localized 5-mile radius Instagram and Facebook advertising of making videos for reasons to come in and running them within a 5 or 10 mile radius of your store is a monster. We lay it out very heavily in the book that you just bought. Yep. And if you saw Stid, he's off camera, he's shaking his head hard right now. It's because we finally figured it out for Wine Library. We're really doing it right. I finally said to the team, why are we not doing the stuff I'm writing about? And we've gone hard for 3-4 weeks right now, and it has been meaningful for Wine Library.
Right on. No, that's awesome.
So we created this new product about a year ago. It's called Liquefied. It's RV toilet tank treatment.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So when I'm in an RV, I sit on the toilet to check to see if it's a prime pooping position. And that's kind of like the big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, bro. Is that you? Are you the logo?
Yes.
Zoom in a little bit more because I'm in love with this shit.
Yeah. That's a prime pooping position, Gary. So listen, if you ever go to our
Matt,
RV show,
this is very important. Put that back up, Matt. what made you debate? Did you give a lot of thought to like it being you like actively pooping versus like, did you go with the PC version there with the pants on? Because I would have thought like the pants down to your knees thing would have been a little bit more like, what were you thinking there? Like, how did you think that out? I'm sure there was a version where it's actually you actually pooping, right?
No, I mean, we just did it on Fiverr, but it's really funny because if you go to an RV show, you'll see people walking around with that logo on their chest. Like we sell merch with it. And it's funny because there's no context behind it. So you just have these middle-aged men walking around an RV show with me sitting on a toilet. And if you don't watch the show, you have no idea what that means, which I find it absolutely hilarious.
Matt, you've still not answered the more important question. What made you make the strategic decision to have you not be actively pooping in the image, more just sitting on a toilet?
I have no idea. Just trying to keep it PG. Just trying to.
I knew it. I knew it. Was there a part of you that wanted to go there? Did you have both versions? Did you look at both designs and made a decision? How'd you do it?
You know what? We didn't dive down that rabbit hole, to be honest with you. Maybe we should. Maybe we should have a version 2.0 for our new product here.
I'm just saying, I would definitely wear the T-shirt with you actively pooping, and this one is too PC for me.
Got it. So here's my question. So
yes,
we've launched this on Amazon a year ago, and we've sold over 40,000 bottles of it, and it's starting to become a real business. I'm here with my business partners, and what type of strategy should we do to leverage Matt's RV reviews, but also let people know that it's not Matt's RV reviews, it's Liquefied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think you guys are confusing yourselves with nothing to be confused about. People know. That's like asking me, like, I want people to know, like, Empathy Wines is not VaynerMedia, or Wine Library is not WineText, and WineText is not VFriends. Like, nobody's confused, Matt. Like, nobody's buying that shit that you just showed me unless they have a fucking RV.
Yeah.
So there's no confusion. I asked the question in a different way because there is no confusion. No one's like, bring in the whole fucking crew. Get these fuckers on here.
We're in an RV right now.
As you should be. What's up, brother? What's your name?
Will,
I love it.
So our whole thing is we're trying to take this wholesale, right? So as Matt said, we partner with, or I think he told you, we partner with an RV dealership, right? So we have that relationship where we send the leads to. But my big goal, I'm in charge of getting it wholesale, and I'm trying to get it on campground and dealership shelves.
Competitor dealerships to our RV reviews. Yeah.
By the way, nobody's so mad at you enough. Let me teach you something about business you're going to love. If you can get customers to really want something, then people that have potential politics about being mad at you for something else will buy it anyway because they want the customers.
Damn.
Yeah, true.
Got it? You guys were thinking about it going straight, and I'm saying go around and then come backwards.
Right.
Do you understand how viral this fucking content is? You should go on TikTok and make videos for this liquid all day long.
So that's kind of like part two. So we have a million followers on TikTok, but it's under the Matt's RV Reviews brand. Do we create a separate brand? Yeah. Do we create a separate brand for Liquefied?
Yes. But you also post Liquefied content on RV Reviews once in a blue moon.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's in every video. Every video we mention this on our both long format and short format.
Quick mention.
Yeah,
quick mention. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I understand the reason good job by seeing my face being like, I think what you want to do is make meaningful content for this product. And yes, it's good to integrate into RV reviews. And like once in a while, I want you to make like a whole video on reviews just for this, not a mention, not to add it into, like a whole video just for it. But you also need to make a separate page for it and start building that brand. Men, you're sitting on a big business with this one.
Thanks. So one final thing. Thank you. Well, it's all thanks to you, actually.
No,
so it's funny because Logan Paul has Prime. We have Toilet Chemical. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Matt, good news. Like, I don't know how big the addressable market is or what the biggest brand is, but like, that little product right there is the kind of product that sells, depending on how big the market is, for a tens or hundreds of millions of dollar exit.
So that's kind of my final question, Gary. If we decide to pursue that and exit from the company, are we going to have an issue with a sale to another, whether it's private equity or another business, because it is so tied in with another brand?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's not going to be tied so into it. You're going to set up a separate account. You're using one brand to build up the other brand, but it's going to take off and be a life of its own. Do you know how many people are going to buy this? Do you know how many people right now buy this shit on Amazon that have no fucking clue who Matt is or what RV Reviews is?
Like, do we actually know the number?
No, I know you don't know. I know you don't know the number. It was rhetorical to say it's bigger than you think.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course, because people fucking search on Amazon for this shit and they just pick yours.
Yeah.
What do you think? Every fucking bottle comes from you selling it on your fucking reviews?
You're making my whole team laugh over here. Say hi to Jen. She told me not to show you on camera. So the 4Ds, is that something that you think would be the best use of our money for, like we're making money?
You should 100% reach out to the Sasha group. It may not be 4Ds. They've just created a bunch of consulting products, some that are cheaper, some that are more expensive. First, you should read Day Trade Attention, and maybe instead of spending tens of thousands of dollars, you might be able to get everything you need for fucking $15. So you should 25. Well, I know they bought 25, but read one of them.
I told Jen I only bought 10. So
and I'm sorry.
Damn, dude. Okay, so first the book you were saying?
Yeah. What do you mean, damn, dude? You sold 44,000 fucking bottles of liquid fucking RV shit water. You're gonna be fine. Jen, it's all gonna be fine. You guys know how to do business. Read the book. It's all about content. You could explode this fucking brand. You could explode it.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Lucas, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. TikTok, Instagram. Facebook's going to be huge for you because it hits the demo that's more likely to buy RVs. TikTok's huge because one video of you being ridiculous might get 30 million views, and that just gets you general awareness. And like a 19-year-old sends it to their dad and be like, Dad, you see this guy? We got an RV. What the fuck? You know, there's that. Plus, TikTok's much older than people think. There's plenty of 30, 40, 50-year-olds that now are on it. But Facebook could crush for you.
And we should definitely take the Dollar Shave Club approach style, right? With the whole...
No, because that was a hero video with a guy who was the founder who also spent 15 years in improv and knew what the fuck he was doing. You need to take the ocean spray water corn kid approach, which is just fucking make shit and see what sticks. Try to make people laugh. It's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Namaste, GaryVee. Such a big fan. Me and my whole family, all of us, my kids especially, big fans. They introduced you to me years ago, not today. I'm a comedian. I have about 2.5 million followers on social media.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
I went to Amy. I went to the show the other night.
Oh, you were at Tina and Amy's show. Yes.
And I thought you fucking crushed it. I ran home that night and watched the Amazon special. Mona and I are huge fans. I am so pumped right now. I can't wait to have dinner with you. And
oh my God, I'm going to start crying.
We are immediate best friends. And let me give you even more roses. It seems like you have some context on me. So you know that my public speaking career, that I have tendencies that like touch on what you do so magically for a living. I have a good cadence in how I deliver information. And because of that, I really enjoy watching keynote speakers and comedians, not always even for what's actually being said, but more for very subtle things. And I will tell you I've probably watched 85% of the stand-up on streaming services right now, all of them. And obviously I go because I saw you the other night, a couple weeks ago, whatever it was now. I think you're very good at what you do.
I started at 44 on a dare from my kids. Thank you I was going to ask you a serious business question and now it's like getting all emotional. I'm so sorry. So sorry to be so woman about this. But thank you for coming to our show. First of all, Tina and Amy's show. I was so honored to be there. Thank you for watching all of it. Here's the question. My name is not memorable in the Western world, even in India. It's a misspelling. It actually is a misspelling.
I know. Yes.
And I have wondered if rebranding myself to a name that's easier to understand would be better. Because everywhere I go, people look at me and they're like, you're that woman. But I've become that woman.
No, you're that woman because you're not big enough yet.
Okay.
I know it's a weird curveball.
But what comes first, the horse or the cart? That's the question, right?
The execution.
Okay.
And good news, you're on the precipice. You're close. I've seen Shane Gillis be rolled up on in public places in the past and be like, oh, you're that guy. I've seen it happen to Kevin Hart 15 years ago.
Right.
Zarna, I promise you, your name is not your issue.
Okay.
You're that girl or that lady or that comedian right now because you're in an incredible place. You're in the pre-dawn of superstardom.
Okay. I mean, I hope you're right. I hope somebody listened to me. 19,000 Hindu gods. One of them listened to GaryVee.
Good news. I've been talking to all 19,000 Hindu gods for a long time. We're all friends. I'm the 19,001st Hindu god named GaryVee. Listen to me. The reason you're listen, point taken. But listen, did you even just watch what happened 4 minutes ago? I said I went to Amy's show because my brain didn't even populate to Tina Fey, who's an all-time iconic. I love her. And I literally, did you see what happened? That's how it, I don't know if you heard. I was like, I went to the
Yes.
I didn't even say Tina. It's how it works. Do you know how many people are, first of all, 8% of the time that people say what's up to me when I'm out and about at an airport or a coffee shop, they go, yo, GaryVee, I love you. They call me GaryVee because I guess GaryVee looks like if you're dyslexic on TikTok or whatever, like they call me GaryVee.
Right. No, I get it.
Other times they're like, you're that real estate guy. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's they say that because until you're fucking Brad fucking Pitt, like it's not the top of mind recall yet. You're just not there yet. And I'm going to say something right now. This is the best part. When you're big enough that it's happening, but you're not there where all the extra baggage that comes along with that level of fame is there.
Right.
You're in a beautiful place of your career.
I mean, I've been very blessed. My mother-in-law does everything to try to crush me.
Well, I know your mother-in-law, that whole framework of that comedy is so universal. That was the other thing I really liked. I'm look, you're very, very sharp. I really like the way you're positioning your work. I think it's very good. And I love, and I mean love, the cadence of how you tell your joke. And you have unlimited material in perpetuity based on your framework. I also like that. The way it's structured, it will work for the rest of your life.
We hope. No, and I've been thinking maybe I should, you know how there's 50 cents in America? Maybe I should be 50 rupees.
Look, so by the way, you made an interesting joke there that actually is a build on this question. I do think there is the argument to stay your name, but go with a little bit of like AKA the people's champ, right? Like there's a little bit of that wrestling shtick, rapper shtick. You get that a lot in rap where people have their core stage name, but they're like AKA, right? Like there's a little bit of that, you know, you could go a little bit there if you decide in a year, like, fuck you, GaryVee, like you were wrong, I need to do this. I would go more of the rank of like, it's me, and then you say AKA 50 rupees. Like you could, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Like Notorious B.I.G., you know, when you think about like when he hit the scene, most of my friends were talking about him in 3 different names when they were talking about him. Jay-Z is Hove and Sean Carter and Jay-Z and Jay. Like so I do think there's a little bit of an opportunity to play with that if you want to go there.
Okay, thank you. And just so you know, you inspired us in reverse. Now my kids are part of my business. They have jobs, they're doing other things, but I insist that they do a side hustle and align it with my brand because I'm going to build something big and I want them to be a part of it one day if they should choose to be. But we really learned from you and your experience with your dad. I've been watching your backstory for years and I don't want to take up any more time. I know how time is.
I'm going to reach out to you. We're going to have dinner. I can't wait.
I work with people and I maybe mentorship, maybe it's guiding, but I help people through over the last 20, 30 years of like their career or getting through, surviving through divorces or recovering marriages and like some fairly deep things and some regular things. So helping people through that. And I started like a few guests ago, you said, well, if you do love it, you're just going to keep doing it. And so I was literally writing in my journal about some things that I'm working on. And I was like, well, Gary said it. So now we're going to ask a question. And I've created like 300 videos on YouTube and 1,000 articles and podcasts and don't really, get much traffic, like 8 views on a YouTube short or 20 views on this or the 200 Club on TikTok.
Yep.
But and I started changing how I communicate, right? So like I started like trying to be more upfront about the person I'm talking to and the challenge, and those have been amazing. And like the last 2 weeks, like 400 short views, which is, I celebrated with her. I'm like, hey, look, we helped 400 people.
Brother, as you should. This is the whole point, Day Trading Intentions. The whole point of the book that you're about to get is to show people the tweaks, the really narrow strategies, the stuff that like really matters. Like the first second of your video, if you change the first second of your video to be more compelling, you're going to go from 400 to 1,000. If the thumbnail or the title over it makes people understand what they're getting into, you're going to get 4,000. Like if the copy that supports the video is in depth, if you understand what's going on in pop culture and incorporate that into your content.
Yeah, and I think that execution is the hard part, right? Like if I look at all my videos, I'm like, they're like 8 views. And so like when I went to something a little better, my best video recently was, I said like, hey, first time parents. And I was literally selling something from the heart because I literally had just had a moment. So like, I want to get like really specific. So like I'm noticing that if I change how I open, I'm able to connect a bit better. But I have a dream of kind of scaling this where I'm helping more people, right? Where I am, right? Creating a group of people, like-minded people where I can scale. Because if I'm writing and nobody's reading and I'm recording and nobody's seeing, that's me, right? It's either I'm not communicating in the right way, or one person I was listening to, and they do quite well on these platforms. They're like, well, nobody wants to hear you problem solving their deep problems on TikTok because they care more about emotion and entertainment. So if you have to connect with them on that in order to then walk them to the next level deeper. Do your thoughts on that? Like, should it be all emotion or could you get a level deeper proper?
Both work.
Okay.
But I think the first couple seconds need to create the intrigue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got
it. So it's, again, back to like why I decided to finally write this book. Like it's I mean, some of the, there's no absolute rules in this game. What is an absolute rule is you got to keep trying different things. Whether you think I'm right or that person's right or you're right or your brilliant wife is right or like it doesn't really matter because the answer is you're going to try them all. Mm-hmm. And what is value and like what becomes the end game? Like to me, like impact is so important. And so like you got 400 views. If 13 people got massive value out of that and changed their lives, you made more impact happen on that video than somebody who did something that had no value outside of silliness which is valuable, escapism, a shot of joy. But there's just different people looking for different things. But doing it the right way matters, right? So like I think of it like sports. Like there's heavy ROI in basketball, but basketball is not for everyone. And then if it is for you, just because you're 6'9" and athletic and can jump out the gym, it doesn't mean you're going to put in the work to do it right. Yeah. So all those variables are in play at all times and in marketing too.
All right. So here's going to be a harder question. You're going to love this one. So Ashley, she creates, for 30 years, she's been working with kids with behavior issues. All right. How to cope, mindfulness, breath work, things that you and I are very familiar with.
Yep.
And she's trying to put it out to the world. And
Good.
so it's obviously there's anxiety because you're used to being in the school system, which you and I have a shared liking towards.
One of the things that we've done in the world is we've made a lot of words very powerful, like, you know this better than anybody doing what you do for a living, right? And all of a sudden, like, what used to be like an inconvenience is now categorized as like being toxic, right? Like, the world's gotten very extreme. The adjectives we use, the words we use. When you said, of course, there's anxiety, that used to be called, of course, literally 10 years ago doing this, you would have said, well, she's, of course, obviously a little bit nervous or has a little trepidation because she's never done it on camera. So the reason I would jump in, Jimmy, is first, I think one thing that I'm thinking a lot about is language in the world. Like we have really, really, really made, really put teeth into a lot of words and made them bigger mountains out of molehills. Like, of course, she's got some trepidation. She's never done it. But she was also, I don't know her, but she also was maybe scared the first time she was riding a bike. And she might have been scared and had trepidation, anxiety, fear the first time she went swimming, kissed a boy, hooked up hardcore for the first time, took a job. Like we're scared of everything. It's called fucking life.
Yeah.
But we've really done there's been so much incredible work like she does, but there's been overwork done where we've made everybody scared of everything. Your first day at a job can be a nervous moment. Of course she's nervous. She's never done it before. Guess what's gonna happen? Then she's gonna do it after sitting on it for days and weeks and months, like every other human does on something they're worried about. And then she's gonna do it and she'll be like, what the fuck was I worried about? And then she'll get better at it.
How do you feel about that? Pretty awesome, right?
It's everything you've been saying.
Well, I got a good ear, a voice in my ear.
Well, you know what's really funny? Thank you. I'm very humbled. What's also good is like even this moment's good. She's on camera in front of tens and tens and tens of thousands of people. Like she'll never, it's going to take her a long time to ever be in front of this many people again. So like starting tomorrow, her first video, she should feel much more safe because it's already easier than this.
Yeah.
Frankly, selfishly in my head the whole time, I was like, I need to get her on here because she has so much brilliant content that she's made, and she's just gotten the courage to start putting it out for free so people can use it. And so this is awesome. I really appreciate this.
My background is I've done audience warm up for TV shows for the last 12 years of my life. I did the Late Late Show with James Corden.
No way, bro. Such a story. Right out of college, I'm just working at my dad's liquor store. My friend Joe Minakawa moved to Chicago to go to improv school. And he comes to New York to visit me. He was my best friend in college. And he takes me to the Jon Stewart show just as it's coming out. I'd never been to a TV show before. And I was fascinated by the hype man. Like I was like, oh, this is what they're doing. Like I was like, oh, they're warming up the people so they have good energy. Like it was the first time I knew that existed, and I was like, I knew what I was going to be, but I was like, oh, that would have been something I would have fucking loved to do.
Yeah, man, it's been a great gig. Over the past year, I've pivoted just because the entertainment industry is so unstable right now, and so I've been doing charity auctioneers. I'm a charity auctioneer for nonprofits and for schools, and that's been going really well so far. And now I'm I'm up in my game and I want to get into content. And so, I've listened to you for a long time and I finally have my own business now and I'm not at the whim of the entertainment industry. So I'm feeling really empowered and really great. I'm going to do a podcast. Like you say, I'm a one-man shop right now. And so do the podcast, cut it up, put it on social.
Quick, I want to jump in.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching. I was a one-man shop for the first 7 years of my career.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, but I'm like, I did it because I wanted it. And it sounds like you want it. No. And you're a young dude. You got this whole life in front of you. It's time to fucking go.
Yeah. So I'm super pumped about it. My question is this podcast I'm going to do and the content that I'm going to cut up, it's a super specific niche. It's gala planners, people who are planning galas for schools, for nonprofits. In my mind, kind of when I have the doubt.
That's a big niche. You know that, right? And the algorithm now works on these social networks where the content finds its audience.
Awesome. Yeah. So that was kind of my one concern. It was just that if I do this,
it's why I jumped in and ended your concern quickly. I want to still hang out because we're now friends, but like that's the answer to your question. Here's the really funny other version of the answer to your question. What's the alternative?
Right. And that's I see a huge I see a huge opportunity just because there's no kind of Christie's for charity galas or a company that's kind of nationally branded that does, is known for the charity gala world. And so that's my goal. So you feel, I just wanted to check in and just say, like, if any other advice on types of content that I should be doing.
I think it's more best practices. Types of content is everything. Me saying that blueberries were underrated in a green room before I was giving a speech became one of my most successful pieces of creative of all time.
Yeah.
I promise you that me telling you to say that a certain fruit was underrated on a camera and posting that was not going to, like, that wouldn't have been the advice. What my advice has always been is try different. It's funny. My marketing advice and my wine advice is the same. Try different shit. The reason so many people have plateaued, Jess, is they're doing the same shit. That doesn't mean, like, I talk about the same 90 things, but not the tactics of how I do my content. If you all go to my Instagram right now, you'll see this week, I've been putting out this thing that engages the community, where if you're a certain person in the community, ask a question. And if you're a certain person in the community, answer the questions. And it's been a fun little execution on my Instagram. Why does that even happen? Because my team and I are constantly being pounded by me, try new shit. And when are we at our worst? When we subconsciously, or when I'm not pounding, and now I'm trying to put this really on Sid. I'm like, Sid, you need to be the person that like falls in love with this. This needs to be our culture. And it's very easy for us to get caught up. Not because Sid's not good, because Sid is like every other executive. He was working about staffing and organization and process. And and then I stopped being out and about and doing, we're all going through it. But what is the punchline? Trying different, the answer to your question is you got to try different things, including making a biking video. Just because you have to understand why I'm saying that, Jess. A, there's a huge bike hanging behind you. B, because I know that biking video might hit, and it might lead to people 1 million views, which will lead to a lot of people looking at your account, but your account will be linked to your business. And of those 1 million people, 4 of them might be fucking gala planners.
Right.
People don't understand how this shit works, brother.
You already answered my next question, which was like, I was worried about it getting redundant and just having the same conversations with folks of saying like, well, when do you do dinner during a gala or this or that? But I just got to keep on pushing it and get creative with it. And stories from galas. Yeah.
And by the way, you got to keep pushing because the whole world's not seeing your content all at the same time. And by the way, somebody might see 4 of those videos and they're an accountant. And in 2 years, the 5th time they ever see you in their For You page or whatever stream or AI stream or algorithm, they might have changed jobs and became a gala coordinator. Right. I mean, people just have these funny thoughts of like, well, I've said that already. I'm like, 9 people saw it.
Yeah.
9 fucking people.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to take up much more of your time, but I know you're on the boards of nonprofits. If you ever need a charity auctioneer, I'm here for you. I will do it for free, my man. I will come out and just support.
Ready? Because I want to give them a plug. Charity Water and Pencils of Promise. Email them, say you were just on with me. Show them this clip. Send an email and let's see.
How's the energy in the room?
The energy in the room is good, my man. How is life at YouTube?
YouTube is doing great. I think it's the center of attention nowadays, right?
Listen, YouTube has got some big advantages between the combination of long form and shorts and the Google Analytics. I mean, yes, YouTube is a fucking beast.
Yeah, it's fun. I want to give 2 shout outs here. Jesse Shapiro, I plan galas in the city, so I just took your information down. I'd love to have you at the next one.
Let's go. I love the instant
right there.
Let's go.
And secondly, to my own YouTube channel, I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers. So if anyone's watching, I do a lot of ice climbing and mountaineering. That's my niche.
I love it. I love it. Good for you, brother.
All right. My question is, as brand builders try to have a digitally native or startup company, what are some isms that corporate culture should incorporate as they're building a brand, right? Not characteristics or traits.
Knowing obviously that you're so deep knowledgeable on brand building, YouTube, like marketing, the Fortune 500. I want to make sure, which audience are we talking to right now? Are we talking to Fortune 5,000 companies, or are we talking about startup DTC companies?
Digitally native startup companies, what kind of isms should they incorporate into their culture when they're 1, 5, 10 people?
And, over, or, at all costs. Quantity is not debatable. Quality is. 3, every meeting that this company is having is twice too long with 2 times too many people in it.
I love that one. I think, can you explain I've heard of yes before no. What's and before or?
And instead of or. So the biggest issue for all these brands, and you obviously know this being at YouTube, is content is going to be the variable of success.
Yeah.
The reason so many people struggle at content in today's world is they come from television behavior where you only had one piece of content that you spent all your money on. So you had to cut, you had to measure 900 times and cut once. That's not how the new world works.
Yeah.
So while right now, the next Will It Blend, the next Emma Chamberlain coffee, the next Logan Prime, as people are sitting right now debating what video they should be posting, they should post both. And so that's and instead of or, right? And the biggest issue for brands to grow is they're not relevant to enough consumer segmentations. So in theory, every brand has to make content for making content. If you sell bubble gum, if you sell bottled water, you want an 18-year-old black man drinking your water just as much as you want a 62-year-old white woman in Arizona drinking your water.
Absolutely, water's water.
That's right. But why? Because both are in the addressable market. But why in the world would you make the same video to put in front of them? Because I can tell you right now, an 18-year-old black dude from the south side of Atlanta is very different than a 62-year-old retiree living in Arizona who's from Ohio.
Different attention.
But they both are on YouTube, giving you guys flowers. So you have to make different content. And so everyone's trying to make the perfect video that reaches everyone. That doesn't exist. What they should be doing, everyone's trying to make the perfect flavor of vanilla when everybody should be building Baskin and Robbins.
Different iterations. Yeah, I love that.
Not even different iterations, different fucking content altogether. Yeah, I'm not talking about the smart stuff that you're referring to, which is let's chop this up, let's get different first seconds, let's, the stuff I talk about deeply in day trading attention.
It's easy to work at scale that way. It's depending on your team, depending on your time. Yeah, for sure.
Right. And to your point, it's harder to make a wine video and then make a burger video and then make a rock climbing video. Here's the problem. Nobody gives a shit about what's hard for businesses.
Exactly.
Yes, hard. But this is what I always tell people. I had this founder who the other day was like, Gary, this is fucking hard. I go, no shit, dude. We're trying to fucking be a millionaire. It should be hard.
Yeah.
As if, think about the audacity that everyone is thinking about. I want to live on my own terms and be my own boss and make my own schedule and make millions of dollars. That means you're trying to live a 1% life. Is there no correlation of common sense understanding that if you're trying to live a 1 or 2% life financially, that it should be fucking hard? Because if it wasn't, then everyone would do it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry it's not 1957 and you can't be fucking Don Draper and go into Midtown and drink 13 fucking cocktails in the middle of the day and then hook up with the waitress on the way to the fucking office and then come in and draw something and come up with a tagline of where's the beef, and then fucking put on TV and be a rock star. Sorry, it's not 1957. That's not marketing.
I think that makes sense. And I have just one last question for you as it relates, because you're both a business and a personal brand. Since you've been doing it for so long, do you still like creating content, or do you still get enjoyment out of it, the actual content creation piece?
Yes, because I'm on the side of being the first part of it. Now I have post-production capabilities because I built up to an area where different people do different things, but I still like all the parts of it. I was just sitting here right now. Actually, I don't think you're signed up for winetext.com. I looked, you're not signed up for it.
Sid, send me the link. I'm signing up right now.
It's winetext.com. You buy wine?
All the time.
What do you buy it? Astor?
There is Dry Wine Club. Have you heard of it? No, you're not a fan.
You're getting murdered, bro.
Okay, winetext.com. Here we go.
Bro, you better fucking. Anyway, and just like I know, because I'm in the wine business, that this is a much better thing, let alone that it's my Father's Day, but for you to buy wine from than dry, you know, because you're at YouTube, that all the shit I'm talking about is real. And you know that companies are playing it wrong. And you know that big companies, the Fortune 500s, are wasting money on television commercials, on cable and television, and underspending on pre-roll YouTube.
They're scared to risk it.
Yeah, because they're corporate animals.
Yeah.
We met at a CRISP summit in Atlanta a few years ago, and you told the room, you're like, go put out content. Put out content. I'm saying this, I'm giving you the keys. I know you're not going to do it. Most of you aren't going to do it, but do it. Here we are years later. I finally started to put out content.
How do you?
So I was a slow adopter, but
you know what happened, Ali, from that? Everybody back then, in the last 15 years of marketing, everyone got fixated on the math, right? Affiliate, Google search. Because Google became the big player, that was math, right?
Yeah.
Everybody had the same blue letters. And so before that, it was all television. It was all Don Draper. And what I was realizing was social was the birth child of the last two eras, the television era and the Google era and the email era, right? And look, I'm actually literally getting massive goosebumps, because I don't know if I've ever really said that. They're about to go away. But anyway, I don't know if I've ever articulated it. It just came to me right now. I know you guys haven't heard it this exact way. I took the last 25 years of marketing, which was the tail end of the prime television era, brand building. Where's the beef? Just do it. Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, right? Commercials, MasterCard, priceless, big stuff. The Marlboro Man, ho, 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 green, like that era. And then it was the last 15 years of email and Google, which is what I was growing up in. So it went full art to full math. And what I intuitively understood was social was the birth child of the two of them. And now what all of you are figuring out is that math is good, but the brand is what builds fucking the swoosh. That Adidas logo on your little shoulder right there, right, your chest, that thing's worth $1 trillion because it's a brand, not a fucking good query or CAC, LTV, ROAS, and those things matter too. But brand. Do you know what it means when you're great at selling?
What's that?
It means you're bad at branding. My brother, what's your question?
All right. So speaking of brand, we met at CRISP. So obviously I'm an attorney. I'm a plaintiff's attorney. I created a firm called the Auto Accident Attorneys Group. I created a brand direct to consumer. I'm not in an office building. I'm actually sitting on Main and Main. I'm in a former Wells Fargo branch that I've renovated so that consumers on the road actually see it. The Adidas 3 stripes, it's the 3 A's, 3 stripes. I'm an Adidas guy through and through.
I love it.
I'm into branding. I finally am on board about creating the content to reach out. The brand I'm selling is taking care of people. And so I don't actually expect client signups. I'm not doing like big settlement checks. I'm literally sharing content, showing how I take care of people. The issue, the question I had was, it's easy for me to be in front of a camera and talk about the vision and the ideology of taking care of people and doing good. Then there's, and I get followers that believe that, but then there's this disconnect between my team in real life, like the brand on the core values. It's easy to pitch, but then the work that comes behind it with the people that are in the building, I'm not big enough where I've got managers. So from attorneys to front desk, I'm the operations guy that deals with them. It's hard to get to remain in that, like, I don't even know how to describe it. The optimistic or idealistic version, and have my team in real life. I'm not even concerned about the internet, but in real life, have them separate what my vision is apart from me, let's say, critiquing or fixing their mistakes. And now there's a disconnect between how they view the vision and how they view me as like an operations manager. That makes sense?
That's actually very interesting. I actually think that's similar to what I go through. I have an ideological point of view on what I want my office behavior and culture to be, and what I want our marketing to be, and where we're at this point, because you're never there. You know, communism's really fucked up. But there's something really cool about it that I've always been fascinated by, that my parents told me one time that blew me away. I was like, socialism, communism. They're like, I was confused about the difference between socialism and communism. They said when they were in school, the teacher, the propaganda that they would pump into their heads is, we're in communism on our way to socialism. I didn't know that. I didn't know that communism was framed up in the USSR in those 80 horrible years as like our current state on our way to this more nirvana state. Obviously, they were really fucking wrong. I really do not believe in it. I don't think that's the human spirit, especially when you put your people in jail. Like the whole country was a jail. But that one little tidbit was interesting to me because it's how I think about a good business. You're setting a vision. And that's amazing. But you can over-articulate that you're not there yet when you're operating. I do that every day. I do that every day. What you just broke down is how I run Maynard X and VFriends. There's a vision, there's an ideology, but you're not always hitting on it. And that's okay as long as the intent is to hit on it. That's different than saying something and not being about that life. When the intent is that vision, then you're good. And you just keep working at it. But like you being an operator and telling people like, hey, you're not doing this right, or we've got to do this better, or like having a real life business thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't take away from the fact that you aspire for things to be good. If the business is out of business, you can't do shit.
Right. It makes sense. It's maybe I'm too like self-aware, analytical, but I'm like, we've got the core values. By the way, I love accountability, and it's literally one of our core values here is we hold ourselves accountable, and that's got to be if you're not that type of person, you can't be firm. But it's like that idea of the person who I'm critiquing now sees me in a negative light because I'm mean.
Are you mean?
I don't think I am.
Does everybody else think you are?
No, there's definitely a split between.
What's the split? Let's have real talk. Let's really help you and help everyone right now. How many employees? How many people are we talking about?
8 total.
Okay, so someone in the chat just said, you're honest, not mean. That's also not true. You can be honest and mean. The way you talk to people matters. We call it the honey empire here. I believe the way one says something to someone matters more than what they are saying. People love to say, I'm just keeping it real. She just gave you some love by saying, you're honest, not mean. You might be very mean. You might be condescending. You might be threatening. You might be condescending. You could be all those things and be honest. Honesty has nothing to do with honesty, and candor have nothing to do with delivery. Tone is everything.
So being so self-analytical, I don't think that's the case. I really do. I
believe you, by the way. I believe you. So out of the 8 people, how many of them do you think you're mean?
I think that the people that the oldest employees, the ones that have been with me the longest, there's 3 of them, are completely on my side. Everyone else they buy into it. Sort of turns a little bit cliquey, and I want to address it now because as I grow, I assume this is just going to be a big.
This is the easiest thing in the world to address. Have dinner with them. How much time are you having one-on-one as human beings with these people?
Just during the workday.
You have no shot of pulling this off without it.
That was so real, and it makes sense. It was so quick. I don't know why I didn't think of it.
Because the same reason I didn't think about being candorous. I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, bro, I wish all my companies were 8. I'd have no culture problems. It's so easy to be in a family environment and that, you know? Yeah, brother. I think that I love you. I love everything I'm hearing, but you've got to step up.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is you take them one by one, or as a group. You've got so few, I would go one-on-one and then bring them all together. The way I would do this whole cadence is take the 5 of them one by one for lunch, breakfast, or dinner. Hey, and you're just, it's a really easy conversation. Hey, taking you dinner first, really weird story. I was on with GaryVee on YouTube. That's how this actually happened. But he touched on something that I'm really passionate about, which is I want to I want us to be closer, and I feel a disconnect. And I might be, and this, you got to be very, this is the important words. I might be projecting, but I want to make you, Johnny, feel safe to tell me, and this, the reason we're having breakfast, I want to make you feel safe to be able to actually talk to me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and by the way, after those 5 combos, just so you know, 2 of those people might have to be let go because they're on some crazy, ludicrous, entitlement, lazy framework, and like that's okay too.
Right.
And you know what else is okay? You might even be wrong in some of your subjective calls on who to fire. Like it's just life, but you need to get a little bit more. If you want what you're trying to pull off, you definitely want to get a closer family vibe going with these people for sure.
Yeah, I see that.
New book is coming. The follow-up to Jab, 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 Right Hook, originally called Jab, 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 Left Hook, but I finally captured what I've been doing for the last 20 years as an entrepreneur, as a creator and influencer, as an operator of a marketing company that works with Fortune 5,000, 500 companies, and really the punchline of what I'm seeing in society, which is day trading attention, how to actually build brand and sales in the new social media world. I'm really proud of this book. It goes so detailed. It goes macro and micro as I like to roll, and so if you've not picked up a copy yet, go to GaryVee.com/DTA, which stands for Day Trading Attention. The updated version of the marketing manual for your marketing team. Definitely if you have a social media person that runs your stuff, you need to get a book for them. And definitely the marketers in Fortune 500 for your staff, and the entrepreneurs and creators and influencers who are trying to build something for themselves. So proud of it. Hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting it together. The manual that we are going to give to everybody when they join VaynerMedia to read, and hopefully the manual to the modern marketing world, and especially social media first world. Day Trading Attention out this May 2024. Pre-order your copy now.